Holy shit, man. I was not expecting a double upload today, but what I just saw warrants it. What I just saw warrants it. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 5 of the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks series just ended quite literally 2 seconds ago on my screen. And I want to give y'all my raw reaction. Kevin Durant is a bad man. Holy smokes. I don't want to get demonetized, but yo, KD, man. 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, only 3 turnovers, shot 70% from the field, 44% from 3, went 13 of 16 from the free throw line, and played all 48 minutes. Kevin Wayne Durant pulled off a masterpiece, a classic, one of the greatest playoff performances we've ever seen. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Michael Jordan has the record for most points in a playoff game at 63 versus the Boston Celtics in 86. This performance right here, and there are actually a lot of performances in the playoffs, but this performance right here was better than that performance. Holy, KD went stupid. It's just every time down the court, hezzy, bang. You know what I'm saying? Pick and roll, Brook Lopez coming up, pull up, you can't stop me. Oh, Brook Lopez, he gonna come up, let me drive on you to the rim, bucket. Kevin Durant is a 3-way scorer, a top 2 scorer of all time, and I ain't gonna lie, it's days like this, and I know we can go through the accolades, the accomplishments of one Michael Jordan and say he's the greatest scorer of all time, but it is moments like this where I'm like, yo, if you say Kevin Durant is the best scorer of all time, have at it, go crazy, go stupid, cause it's you can't stop him. You cannot stop him. And mind you, the stakes of this game, the series is 2-2. We are at home. Winner goes up 3-2. Kyrie Irving, a top 15, some might say top 10 player in the league, is not in this game. James Harden was rushed back from injury, and in this game, visibly you can see that Harden just wasn't the same. He could barely do a through the legs move. He just didn't have that tap, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't himself. He was like 50-60%. And real quick, shout out to James Harden, because I know he went 1 for 10, 0 of 8 from 3. In any other circumstance, I would be going at James Harden for having a choke job of the game. But given the context of this situation, I really do hope people will look back and, look at statistics and just realize that James Harden wasn't even supposed to be playing this game. And the mere presence of James Harden alone was enough help for KD, which is wild, which is a testament to how good James Harden is. Shout out to James Harden for playing 45 minutes this game. 45 minutes. Also, shout out to Blake Griffin. 29 minutes of play, 17 points. Jeff Green. Uncle Jeff Green. Look, gotta give him his props, man. I think Jeff Green was the X factor this game. I really do, because KD could have dropped the exact same stat line, but if KD didn't have the help of a Jeff Green this game, putting up 27 points, shooting 7 threes this game, going 7 of 8 from 3, they would have lost. They still almost lost with how KD and Jeff Green were performing. And I really don't want to have that best player in the league conversation right now. And if y'all went on Twitter, y'all saw the comments, y'all saw the tweets of KD being the best player in the world. But it's just, I think it's too early, man. I think it's too early. Steph Curry he just didn't have enough help, ain't gonna lie. LeBron and his, injury riddledism from his end and just his team's end, I just want to give him a little bit more time. Kawhi Leonard still might have something to say about this whole conversation. And I ain't gonna lie, James Harden, bro. James Harden, I think throughout the regular season, James Harden was the better player than KD. And in the first round, I believe personally James Harden was better than KD in that round. And this series, he got injured in the first 2 minutes, so he wasn't really healthy this whole series. But I will say, with that being said, I don't want this to be a rag on KD take. Kevin Durant is in that conversation, bro. Kevin Durant is in that conversation. I said this a couple videos ago. The conversation for the best player in the league is as wide open as it's ever been. There is a race. No one has it right now. And it's going to be very interesting how the NBA community manages this conversation. I know it's all opinion based. For the majority of the last decade, there's always been a consensus dude. Most years it's LeBron James. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And with all the context I gave you, mind you, Milwaukee was already a matchup nightmare for the Brooklyn Nets. There really is no reason the Milwaukee Bucks should have lost this game, and there is no reason why the Brooklyn Nets should have won this game, except for KD literally willing his team to victory. But speaking of the Milwaukee Bucks, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Chris Middleton, you are baby KD and nothing more. It's just, I'm sorry, you got the moves of a KD, but you just ain't producing like him. It's cool. It's all right. It's all right. Chris Middleton is Chris Middleton. He is who he is. But this game, 36% from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. Nah, that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. PJ Tucker virtually did nothing today. I'm gonna be honest. When you have PJ Tucker on the court, you want two things. You want two things. Corner threes and him defending the other team's best perimeter player. And he didn't do that. He did not do that. He didn't do both. He had 0 points this game. 0-3 from the field, 0-2 from 3, had 5 turnovers, 4 rebounds. PJ Tucker was, I don't know. I don't know. Brook Lopez is a good rim protector, but I ain't gonna lie, off the pick and roll, that drop coverage, KD exposed the fuck out of Brook Lopez. The thing about the Milwaukee defense, if y'all don't know, is they run a drop coverage, which essentially means off the pick and roll, the big man is going to stay a little bit closer to the paint, a little bit in the middle, around the free throw area. And what this usually does is forces the offense to take a pull-up midi, which is, for the most part, the most inefficient shot in basketball, statistics show. But when you got KD on the other team, that's butter. That is butter. You know what I'm saying? And KD exposed that tonight. Giannis Antetokounmpo. First off, let's read off the stats, man. 34 points. 12 rebounds, 64% from the field, 50% from 3, 57% from the line. When you look at those stats, it seems like Giannis had a dominant game. And I'm not going to act like Giannis was ass throughout the whole game. I'm not. Giannis had good stretches throughout the whole game. He was an impactful player offensively for the Bucks. And he was their best player tonight. I'm not going to cap. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is Giannis. However, with Giannis being Giannis, there are inherent weaknesses with this game that still have not been fixed. And I think I came to this conclusion last year, but no matter how well you build a team around Giannis, as long as Giannis is your best player, you're going to have to deal with his weaknesses. That being the fact that, at least right now, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't see it changing anytime in the near future. His half-court game is lacking. You can clearly tell the difference of, a player like Kevin Durant having the ball at the top of the key and Giannis having the ball at the top of the key in terms of just decision making and the moves they were able to do. It's just night and day, bro. It's just night and day. Giannis does not have a bag. I ain't gonna lie. And the more and more I look back to those James Harden comments from a couple years ago, it might have been last year. James Harden might be right, bro. For Giannis to really not have any go-to move in the half-court set is very alarming. And I think we just have to come to the realization that Giannis, with the ball in his hands, is just not the best way to utilize him. Now, I'm not saying to just not put the ball in his hands throughout the whole game, but what I will say is that Giannis is going to be best utilized with an elite playmaker, and we just need to stop trying to transform Giannis. And Giannis has to stop transforming himself into trying to be this Kevin Durant type of player, this Kawhi Leonard type of player on the perimeter, because it's just not going to happen. I'd rather Giannis just focus on his strengths, get better defensively, the Bucks get a better elite playmaker, and just go that way. It's just so frustrating to watch Giannis this series because all the eggs have been laid out for Giannis to dominate, and especially tonight with the context of everything, not having Kyrie, James Harden being hobbled, bro. There's just no way the Bucks shouldn't have won this game, bro. It's just... There's no way. There's no way. I vividly remember, and I know Twitter remembered this as well because my tweet got a lot of likes on it. One possession tonight where Giannis posted up James Harden. Giannis is what? 7 feet tall, 6'11". James Harden is 6'6" max. The lineup the Brooklyn Nets had on the floor was a lineup where the bigs were Kevin Durant and Jeff Green. I don't know about y'all, but that seems like a clear indication for you to just back down Harden into the paint and dunk it all over the team. If you are supposed to be this new generation Shaquille O'Neal, that is a clear indication they should just body down James Harden and dunk it on the whole team. I'll say it 2 more times. Okay, I won't say it 2 more times, but y'all get it. Y'all get it. And if Giannis backed down Harden in that situation, 2 things would have happened. Giannis could have just overpowered the whole team and just, dunked it. Or they would have drawn like a triple team and you had shooters all over the court. 3. You know what Giannis does? He takes a post fadeaway. Oh my God. And bricks it. He didn't even make it. He bricked it. I'm like, bro. Oh my God. And there was this one possession as well where Giannis had the ball at the top of the key. Landry Shamet is on him. And you know what he does? And he might have made this one, but it's still a bad shot, and the commentators were saying this as well. It is still a bad decision. Giannis takes a hezzy pull-up 3. Like, come on, bro. Come on. You have Landry Shamet on you, and that's a shot you take. And again, I know you made it, but that's a bad shot. That's a bad shot, Giannis. The rest of this series, and it already has been must-watch basketball. It's insane. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't expect Jeff Green to drop 27 points again, especially on the road. But with the weaknesses the Bucks have shown, all the Nets have to do is keep it close till the end of the 4th. And by the end of the 4th, I don't care who the fuck is on the floor. If Kevin Durant is on one side and Giannis is on the other, I'm taking a team with Kevin Durant. That's just me. But with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this late night upload. Didn't expect to upload 2 videos today. Watch this last video where I talked about Nikola Jokic and his MVP season and why he really shouldn't have won it. In a good way. Kind of fucked up the title there. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.